Hello my friends and welcome back to CK2 I wanted to say, but this is actually OpenTTD. And what are we going to do this episode? After the last episode we built the connection between Villemart and the city of Champérieux, which is running great, I think. There are already like a lot of passengers, much more passengers than we could ever want to go. Oh, what did he do? Oh, he dropped them off. Okay, I think so. Okay, something's interesting happening here. Tafel. Ah, this is the train from Tafel. I probably picked up some people who want to go further than Champérieux. I think Champérieux will be a transit station in the future. So one consideration I had, I don't know if this is true. I don't actually know how cities spread. Do they spread over this river? Is it too far away from the city potentially? It could be. We'll have to find out. But what are we going to do this episode? There's of course many options and there's many ideas I have. And if you guessed that we will be connecting Mittermarkt and particularly the livestock factory here at Mittermarkt, then you would be completely right, because that is what I plan to do. That we expand our regional or inter-regional kind of passenger transport up here to Mittermarkt and connect this livestock company, which we then can also connect to these farms, because these farms do produce livestock and we can transport it easily and then deliver it there. Then yeah, that's exactly what we will be doing. That however means a few things. Firstly, that we will double track a part of this road at the very least. I'm thinking even to double track most of it. Yeah, we'll double track most of it, I think. To some degree, at least, eventually. And we are going to go up to here to Mittermarkt. So how are we going to run the train across here? So we could try to run it up these hills, but I'm already seeing that that's going to be difficult. Is there like a way to sneak through some valley here? I don't really see a big valley. Like here is definitely on the left side here. That's definitely a big hill. So there's no chance of going through here. So either we sneak along the coast by Bad Kolberg, Hildburg. I think that's legitimate. Or we cross over here and then sneak along here. But here's also pretty big hills. So let's just take a look at it with our tunnel tool, because that kind of visualizes for me pretty well the typography here. Can we sneak a tunnel? I think so. Could sneak a tunnel through here. That would give us a little bit of an edge. 250k for the most ideal tunnel, which is this one. I think that could be worth it. 250k, it's in the budget, let's say it like that. We're letting the game run for a tiny bit. We're borrowing a bit of money. I think so. Yep. I just did it. So how do we get back over this river here? I'm thinking maybe here, so that we're not too close to this lane, so that we can make a nice curvature. And we're going to run a bridge across, as would be expected. And then we're coming out of this tunnel and we can cross here like that. Not the nicest curvature, but maybe we can improve it a bit by making this like this. Yeah, that would be a slight improvement. And then we just have to get to that elevation here from all the way down here, and I'm thinking probably we are going to have a bit money problems because we spend a lot of it, but we're also earning a lot of it. Not last year, we can see profit minus 470. Definitely we're also pretty good at spending our money. So we're not gonna build that. So where do we get up here? I think we're just gonna get up here like that. Then we are here already on the other side. There's a small elevation here and here, which we have to transpass, and we have to decide mainly probably on the train station layout here. And I want to make this look slightly nicer, so perhaps let's find a different station set that we want to use. Maybe this one. TWA station platforms. 2 and 5 is our standard. So we have elevation right behind this town, so we cannot place the station here. We also want to sneak up on the coast here. So I'm thinking to put the station even a bit away from the town and just have some transportation run to it. Or we run across the river back here and we have a T-junction where we can go left to the town or right to the industry. And I'm thinking that might actually be the best of both worlds, to put it here. It's kind of tight squeeze behind these buildings, but why not? Yeah, let's put it here. And we are going to put another platform for things up here. Yeah, so we're probably going to want to expand it a little bit, right? Although there isn't really anything noteworthy in that direction. Those towns can be connected with some smaller lines, so I think we can just put it for now as a terminus station with the option of going perhaps a little bit further. So then let's do that and do still, of course, we do a double station, and we are very likely going to think about this road, because I learned last session, maybe you saw it, through a very hard lesson, that level crossings are dangerous, and I think our CEO is a bit worried about that. So we are going to try to prevent these things. Not to mention that this road is a bit going crazy. So let's first go all the way back here and focus on the railroad, the most important thing here in this game. So we have to run a nice curvature, and then we go down here, although one more would be nicer, because then we can run a double tracked here. And then we're just going to firstly connect it to this so that we have a nice T. I'm a little bit worried though about actually our space for when the bridge joins this maybe the section where it joins will be a bit further up. I think I can figure something out. Usually I'm pretty good at figuring out these type of tight squeezes. They don't look pretty, but they will work. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So if we joined here from the bridge, and we could have some elevation where we joined, ideally. So we're going to join maybe back here. The bridge could come out here. So that would mean that we have the bridge coming from here. It would need to join here left and right. I mean, we can make like a very low effort attempt here first, and then we can upgrade it to more higher capacity later on. I think that's feasible. Even having two bridges, I think, is already a little bit of a luxury that we are affording ourselves here. Thinking maybe we need to do a bit of terraforming to make the turns here nicer. So I'm just gonna let the game run a little bit in high speed, because I want to get the money back that we borrowed. And right now it's kind of equaling out. I'm just looking at it from the corner of my eye what the things are. In fact, they're kind of going into the minus still sometimes. So where was that tunnel that we built? All the way down here. Excellent. So we are going to go here on this higher elevation then for now. And we are going to split out here in a second. Okay, 1 sec. This looked quite strange there. Where was that? Did I see a bottleneck somewhere? I think just from looking at it from like bird's eye perspective, it thinks like everything is flowing as it should be. Yeah, things are flowing. There's just sucks sometimes because there definitely are a few bottlenecks in the layout. We are all aware of this. We did some cost saving measures from time to time. So sorry, I have disconnect. Where is that? So here they're stuck here because that's just a normal waiting period though. It's just that this is not producing at full speed. That seems normal. Okay, then if that is normal, we'll just ignore it. And we're going here by the river, and I placed probably some tidy accidentally. Don't worry guys, that's just... We put it there for storage reasons, not for keeping it there. Cannot build on water. You count that as a water tile. I see. Then we'll just run it by here, but that will be a bit annoying with the double tracking. So running it up here, and then we're going to do a little bit of terraforming on that edge. That is perfect. Putting a few signals and then running them all the way up here and across here, and then we're going to put the next set of signals here. Already running a bit low on money here. Is there no deliveries coming in here? Yeah, it's slowly running in. I think they're just not equally spaced out, so that always money is coming in. And we also, as I said, we're spending quite liberally here. Let's try to recover it though. So we're going to place a few things here, and we will actually turn those into one-ways, and actually the ones down there as well. Oh, there are no, well, not yet. Okay, let's borrow a bit of money. Definitely spending a bit over our normal amount. So then let's put a few signals here. And we already put them there, we already put them here. Then on the other side it's one-way tracked right now. So do we need a signaling here? I think you want to put probably signal here. The rest can be done by path signaling. So left and right will be working independently. I think it should work. So I think we're already ready to basically connect mid-marked. We just need to connect it and put a train on it. And the question is, what should that service be looking like? We originally talked about a service, well, we already have a service that runs to Champerieux from Tefal, right? So it just makes sense to extend exactly that service, right? I would guess so. So let's just go with that. So we're going to grab that train. That is the train from Netter. So those are iron ore trains. We have the Champerieux Tafel line. In this line we will extend, and it will be the Champerieux Tafel and Mitternmarkt. Mitternmarkt Champerieux Tafel, and we will just take a look at it. And the easiest option is to connect it up here, and then on the way down we of course want to run it by Champerieux again. And since we're now extending the route by quite a significant amount, of course we can all agree that it makes sense to build a second one, which I think I will do. We can afford it probably, so I'll just go ahead and clone this. Did it work? No, we didn't select it. Clone it. And now this new train, we will go first to Mittermarkt, and let's go. So we're just running that, and we're trying to repay our money, so let's follow the train a bit, enjoy our new journey. Here we're going by Maria Tafel. Also interesting what this Tafel refers to here. Not completely sure. And we're going to Mittermarkt, where do we actually accept passengers? So I think one quick optimization that we'll do, or it's more for future, is that we grab here this piece of road, because I would love to be able to put a bus station there future wise. Yeah, and I think we're just gonna place a few roads here as well, just to say placeholder for the future, that nobody puts their houses there. I think that does make sense. Okay, so nobody was picked up, we know that, and now it got lost. So let's pause here for a second. Why did it not be able to go here? Because of course we only connected things in a really weird way, so it has to take a little bit of detour. Oh, we didn't. So we could go from left to right. No, we did. Okay, certainly we did. So this should be looking like this. But it was able to turn around in the nearby factory, so we don't have to worry about that too much. And we're just gonna follow it here on its way to Champerieux. Oh, it has to wait. I think the next train's already coming through. Perfect. Does it have any passengers, I wonder? Oh, we're going a bit too fast for me to click. So I'm just wondering if it has passengers. It does not. But Mittermarkt has a few people waiting, so it can pick up those 40 odd passengers. And meanwhile, the train here, it goes to Champerieux, arriving at the station and picking up potentially a few passengers there to go to Tafel, Sharp Street. So these two trains are running quite well. I think the thing that we could do is to timetable them to make sure that they are spaced out a bit easier and that people can expect the train to come in regular intervals rather than occasionally showing up whenever it feels like it. And yeah, it takes a quite scenic route down the way to Tafel. It's quite a long journey, of course, but that's perfectly fine. I'm a bit worried about these increased messages here, but it seems that they are just referring to people waiting here because the production here is not completely up to speed. It seems that it's just not producing that much. Maybe I have one train too many here. And yeah, it seems that overall we are a little bit too spaced out in regards to those things, so let's debug that just a tiny bit. So we have quite a few trains waiting here. Is that good? We maybe have too much here. So how about those? Those are not producing too crazily. So I think we could put some small trains here to just deliver some of these engineering supplies, of which we have way too many, and just put them there as well. So let's do that. So we're going to just clone a train without copying its orders, or sharing its orders rather. And we are going to change it slightly. So instead of going to Imtal and Vöstelkirchen, we're going to run it over here to the stations of Mikasavici, where it can unload and leave empty. Yes, and then it will also transfer down here to Mikasavici Woods, where it will unload and leave empty. And then lastly, it will also go down here to Piteri Hoisk, where it can unload all, but before it does that, it has to once again fill up here at this station. Full load. I think there might be percentage unloads. I'm just doing it like this because I think it's easier. And then we're going to clone that train a few times. And let it run. We could automate the schedules. I'm just not sure if it's worth it. I'd rather have them wait. I think initially they will all deliver to the same ones though. So let's just try to avoid that. So we'll skip this one to the second in line for the orders. The next one we're going to skip to the third in line for the orders, and then I think we might have one more. I think. Did we put one more on the route? Then this one can go to the first again. Yeah, so we're over delivering a bit, but I think that's fine. We're definitely already having a lot of things here. And then let's enjoy a little bit and see the progress that we're making. So the next thing would be to build up the livestock delivery here. I think that's definitely a fairly easy job. So we can just build a livestock delivery train that will come from here, and then we have to also deliver the livestock from the farms. So let's start here from the train. The question is, we need to build a connection to the left side here now, right? Because it will have to run through the new line here. Could do a different direction, like we could run a new line up here and join it to that connection here. That's another option. Do I prefer that one? Slightly, because it does increase the speed and it means we don't have to go through the passenger station, and it gives us a little bit of redundancy to have another line. But it does run all the way through these fields, which is not ideal. We maybe would want to tunnel here again. Yeah, let's do it. 24k for a tunnel here. A little bit for bridges. I think that makes some sense. Okay, let's put a pin on that for a second and just look a little bit at our trains to see if there's anything we can optimize. Because there are a few trains here very likely that are not putting a lot of profit into our bags. So this goods delivery train, this is a goods delivery train to Weißenkirch. It's very, very unprofitable. It runs for a super long time. So the question is, why is it not being more profitable? It basically can immediately depart here from there because it already has like a lot of goods. Maybe the journey is just too long and the goods are losing their value, or there's just piling up too many goods and they lose their money, their value too fast, and we're delivering them not fast enough. And we're almost transporting none of the goods. Is there like a problem here? Full load any cargo? Does it have cargo right now? Yeah, goods. So it fills up extremely fast, but we're transporting almost none of the, we're capturing almost none of the revenue of this train. So my thought is we'll just put another one of them on the route. Although is that profitable? Because we already know that. Well, it does say here the metal workshop actually recapturing now 60% of the transporting goods, but I think it takes more than a month probably to go down there. That's my thought process why it might be good to do it a bit differently. Although we looked at the passenger station, that was the problem, right? Or this is the delivery station, this is the station where the goods are delivered. But yeah, it's still possible to put a second one here. What's the engine that we're running on these? The goods engine. So those are pretty modern engines, so I don't think we should worry about that. Is there another train that we could investigate? There's a few more. Quite a few more. So this one also is losing money. Yeah, the Marktreed up der Moor train. There's a lot of trains that are just making not a lot of money, and usually that's a sign of congestion for me. That we have just too many trains on the route and they're just not running at their full speed. So I think that we could look into upgrading trains that are very slow but that are running on the main line here. So we could just observe this for a second. We have this train here which are running as a goods train. So a lot of them are running goods train actually, I think let's just take a look at this and just see about replacing vehicles. So the Lion, there's still one line that runs the Lion. So whatever runs the Lion, please replace it with a goods train. I think that's fine. And then there's 20 odd Cromptons. And the goods train is actually slower. I didn't even realize this. Am I stupid? How did I not realize that? But of course, the thing is, it's very rare that these cargo trains actually reach 64 miles an hour, and it's better to have a slower engine that has a lower max speed but has a higher power output. I'm pretty sure on that. So I think this replacement makes sense. The problem is that this goods train is not very reliable. It just has a low reliability rating. So maybe there's also a breakage issue, that they're just breaking too often. So we could put the Lady of the Lake into service. But this is more of a passenger one, I would have thought. Interesting. Should we replace this one, which is highly reliable, with this one, which is not as reliable? I'm not so sure about that, actually. It's a huge cost investment for less reliability. I'm not so sure about this, because I'm playing this too casually. I just don't know the mechanics on this. So let's just observe our network a bit and see if we can spot any problems that might occur. Deliveries are going on. The iron train is not fully loaded here. It just takes a while. I think this through traffic here is certainly not helping. Yeah, that's actually a big problem for deliveries, that they have these passenger trains running through this station. That's interesting insight. So maybe we can just do a passing here, a siding, to run them a bit more effectively by the station, at least on the way down. So I think that's worthwhile to investigate. Can we run a track like this? No. Right, then we'll do a three-way crossing here like that. And then put a few signals here to prevent any nonsense from occurring, and then they can run down without running through the station, which I think is a good upgrade. And then we have this 3 passenger, so 4, it's 4. So we could just run another track into the back here, just to have that connected. I'm not sure why I didn't connect all of the stations. Maybe I just thought it would not be worth it. Because right now they can only go from the central ones. So it would make sense that they can go also from the other ones, in theory. So I think as a quick fix, we can do it like that. I'm not thinking this is a long-term solution. Probably the long-term solution would be to put a different thing here that we can pass by without going through the platform at all. And we also require a bit of terraforming and probably road reconstruction here to pass over it. But yeah, we're stuck in a bit of an unprofitable loop. So this is the problem that I've investigated before. It's easy in this game to get into a loop of unprofitability where you're doing something wrong and it drains your money to some degree. So that's the next step. And here we'll put a one-way signal. And it might make sense to have a crossing here, does it? No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I think we're already looking a bit better. Let's observe it. But here's the steel has been piling up here quite significantly. So we could put a second steel train potentially. That could be useful. The problem with having too many trains and delivering we're delivering here and also picking up here. So this is not ideal. But now we can see the passenger train running through this. Oh, it's not a passenger train. But in theory, the passenger train can run through the station. It doesn't really matter so long as it's not like there's a lot of trains parked here. That would be the thing that we don't want to happen. But right now, the passenger trains can go left and right, and it's both equally good. There's at least one or two trains that can do things at the same time, which is also good. So this runs a little bit smoother, I would guess. Oh, there's no connection, I just see. Okay. And let's put it one further down if there's no possibility to put it here. Yeah, I'm a bit more happy with how it's going here now. We probably have more bottlenecks on the main line that are worth investigating. So I'm thinking between the episodes I will look into it. If I find any bottleneck that is worth solving, we're going to tackle that in the next episode. But with that, a little more or less running system, I will say goodbye to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.